The planet Saturn often gets a bad rap as the big bad taskmaster in astrology, but it's actually one of your greatest allies when it comes to building long-term success and resilience in business. If you've ever wondered how to navigate challenges, how to create stronger foundations, and how to stay the course when things get tough, Saturn energy is here to guide you. Let's explore how Saturn energy shows up in your astrology chart and how you can work with it to strengthen your business for the long haul. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the podcast. I'm Sophia Palace. I'm an online business strategist who uses the ancient wisdom and power of astrology to help your business to really thrive. Today, we are diving into Saturn energy. This is the planet of discipline, of structure, and resilience. Saturn may not bring instant gratification, but it offers something even more valuable, the tools to build a business that lasts. So whether you're watching this on YouTube or listening to the podcast version, I'm going to cover everything from what Saturn represents to how it impacts your personal astrology chart and practical tips for working with Saturn in your business, and even the lessons of Saturn through all 12 signs. So what does Saturn represent in astrology? Well, Saturn is the planet of discipline, responsibility, and boundaries. It's often called the taskmaster in astrology. It represents the structures that hold our lives together, both external, like rules and systems, and internal, like self-discipline and perseverance. It's a planet that demands effort, but it does give back to you if you're prepared to rise to its challenges. Symbolically, Saturn is like a really tough teacher. It's someone or something that doesn't hand out rewards easily, but instead it's going to impart the lessons that we need to grow stronger, to grow wiser, and to grow more focused. It is a force that's going to push you to your limits and ensure that you reach your potential. It's a force that's going to help you to restructure so that you have something stronger for the long term. Saturn's rings are kind of this perfect visual representation of its energy. They symbolize the boundaries, the limits, the containment, the structure. And Saturn really reminds us of this. It's reminding us to set a clear limit. And in ancient times, Saturn was associated with limits because it was the last planet that was visible. Saturn was the limit of the cosmos. And it's reminding us that it's important to set solid foundations that we can expand into, or that we can, before we expand our business, we need to set these solid structures in place. Saturn's also associated with time, and that's because of the mythology around the god Kronos, the god of time in Greek mythology. So this connection reflects Saturn's insistence on patience and the idea that everything worthwhile takes time to build. It's challenging us to think long term. It's challenging us to think about mastery and sustainable growth, planning, effort, endurance. These are all kind of Saturnian themes. So in a business context, Saturn is the planet that governs the structure of your business, the responsibility that you have, and the resilience that you have in business as well. It's the energy that helps us create a business that can stand the test of time, even when faced with obstacles, even when something doesn't go well. With Saturn on your side, you're able to overcome those obstacles and build something even stronger. Saturn is showing us the value of persistence, of proving that challenges aren't here to break us, they're here to shape us into something even stronger. So let's look at how Saturn is actually helping you in a business context, or how it can be helping you in a business context. Number one, it's helping you to set strong foundations. Saturn helps you create systems and processes, whether that's workflows, contracts, financial plans, that can ensure your business is more sustainable. It's also there to help you face challenges with grace. Saturn energy thrives under pressure, helping you navigate those setbacks and use them as stepping stones for your growth. It's also helping you to master discipline. Saturn rewards consistency. In business, this might mean committing to regular content creation. It might mean committing to refining your offers or showing up for your audience over time. I just want to clarify when I say consistency. Consistency can look different to everyone, and this is where your Saturn placement comes in as well. But think about how you are being consistent in your business. This is where Saturn is helping you or wants to help you. It's also about embracing delayed gratification. So Saturn is reminding us that long-term success requires patience. We can't get all the goods in the first week of business. We need to focus on the big picture, not just those quick wins. We need to be building something that's going to create financial and other success for us over time. Saturn's placement in your chart is giving you clues about where and how you are being asked to grow in business. And by grow, I don't mean just expand. I mean like actually grow in terms of your foundations, your boundaries, your structure, your systems. If we think about Saturn in the houses, Saturn, for example, in the second house, this is the house of money, the house of resources, the house of self-worth. Saturn there is challenging you to create financial stability. Saturn's in the 10th house. Saturn is driving you to master your career and public reputation. Saturn's in the 6th house. It's helping you build routines and productivity and habits that are going to support your growth. You also want to think about Saturn transits, as in where is Saturn in the sky at the moment and over time? Because Saturn transits, like for instance, your Saturn return, which is the return of Saturn to the place it was in when you were born, the part of the sky it was in when you were born. That's a pivotal moment for refining your purpose and stepping into greater responsibility. Saturn cycles are about 28 to 30 years. So Saturn will return to the same place it was in every 28 to 30 years. And that means every 7 to 8 years, you have a Saturn square or a Saturn opposition. And those are moments of tension and moments to kind of recalibrate, and moments to recognize where you have stepped into greater responsibility or where you haven't and you need to adjust. It's just an important thing to know about. Saturn cycles are really important in your personal life, but also in your business life. If you don't know which house of your chart Saturn is in, or you want to find out more about Saturn's influence in your chart, check out my episode on the 12 houses of business astrology to really get an understanding of how each house might be affected. So the lessons of Saturn through all 12 signs. This is just going to be a short sign-by-sign breakdown on how Saturn's placement can reveal these unique lessons that you're here to learn in your business journey. If you have Saturn in Aries, Saturn in Aries is all about mastering independence and courage. Saturn in Aries is teaching you patience in pursuit of goals that matter. The importance of planning over impulsiveness. In business, this could mean developing confidence while building your resilience over time, remembering that Saturn is the planet related to time, and that can feel uncomfortable to Aries energy that wants to just get going. Saturn in Taurus, the focus here is on creating financial and material stability. Saturn in Taurus is teaching us perseverance. It's reminding you to build something solid and long-lasting. And in business, this placement favors slow and steady growth and value sustainability. Saturn in Taurus is also about valuing your own self-worth and learning to value your own talents and resources as well. Saturn in Gemini, this is communication and adaptability lessons. So Saturn in Gemini helps you to refine your message, to overcome self-doubt in expressing your ideas, and really focus your energy on meaningful connections. In business, this is about mastering clarity and staying focused, even though you might be feeling distracted. So Saturn is helping you to create more focus amongst the distraction. With Saturn in Cancer, the lesson here is about balancing your emotional security with your professional ambition. So Saturn in Cancer challenges you to create stability while honoring your emotional needs. And in business, it's about building this supportive foundation that's going to nurture your growth. It's going to feel supportive to you. Saturn in Leo, this is about leadership and authentic self-expression. So Saturn in Leo is teaching you to take responsibility for your creative vision and step into the spotlight with humility. This placement is in business is encouraging you to embrace your role as a leader while staying grounded. It's showing you Leo energy can be structured and can provide this source of light for others, but you may feel blocked around your authentic self-expression, and this is something that you're developing over your lifetime. Saturn in Virgo, this is about mastering efficiency and service. So Saturn in Virgo is pushing you to refine your skills, create effective systems, and focus on practical and high quality work and high quality engagements with your clients or customers. So in business, this placement values precision and consistent effort. And there's also something there, a lesson in service. How can you be of service to others in an efficient way? Saturn in Libra. So partnerships and fairness are key themes for anyone with Saturn in Libra. Saturn in Libra challenges you to build harmonious, balanced relationships while setting healthy boundaries. So this is about developing collaborative skills and ensuring fairness in your dealings, but making sure that those boundaries are very well defined and fair. Saturn in Scorpio, this placement teaches resilience and transformation. So Saturn in Scorpio is encouraging you to face fears, to embrace change, and to build something meaningful through depth and persistence. So in business, it's about using your skills for depth and insight in the mastery of your craft as well. Saturn in Sagittarius, this is a focus on mastering the big picture. So big picture thinking and yet staying grounded while you're pursuing these expansive goals. So Saturn in Sagittarius teaches some discipline in your vision and the importance of balancing optimism with practicality. And in business, this placement is about focused growth and ethical leadership. Saturn in Capricorn. Saturn rules Capricorn, so its lessons here are really strong. This placement emphasizes discipline, ambition, and the importance of long-term planning. In business, Saturn in Capricorn rewards hard work, focus, and a strong foundation. And similarly, Saturn also rules the sign of Aquarius. Except the lesson here is slightly different. The lesson is about innovation and collective responsibility. Saturn in Aquarius is challenging you to think outside the box while staying connected to your community and to your foundations. In business, this placement is encouraging forward-thinking strategies that benefit both you and the collective. And finally, Saturn in Pisces. This is what we currently have in the sky right now. But if you have Saturn in Pisces in your chart, compassion and emotional resilience are the focus. Saturn in Pisces is teaching you to balance your dreams with reality. It's turning creativity into something tangible. In business, this placement is supporting you using your intuition and empathy to create meaningful impact while maintaining boundaries. So Saturn in Pisces can really assist you to create boundaries in that kind of boundaryless space. So look at Saturn's placement in your chart to understand how its lessons shape your approach to business and how you can work with that. And let me give you a few more practical tips for working with Saturn in business. So here are some ways to bring Saturn's energy into your business in a practical and powerful way. So you want to embrace structure. Embrace it. Create systems that are going to support sustainable growth. Show up as consistently as you can. Commit to some small and steady actions over time. You don't have to do all of the things all of the time, but just try and commit to some small, steady actions over time. This is honoring Saturn. This is using that energy, that powerful energy in your business. You also want to learn from challenges and not be overwhelmed by the challenge. Try to see setbacks as lessons, not failures. All of these things are helping you to master whatever it is that Saturn wants you to master. Think about building for the long term. I don't know how many clients I see who are just hoping that that next launch is going to be their big break, that it's going to change everything. And while that's a beautiful, optimistic energy to have, you want to build your business based around long-term strategies, not one launch or one product or one event or a few emails or one sales page. If you want to be in business for the long term, build your business for the long term. Focus on creating something meaningful and lasting. And again, this feeds into don't let those setbacks derail you completely, because if you are building something meaningful and long lasting, you can then more easily see those setbacks for what they are, which is just a temporary blip on your pathway to mastery. You also want to celebrate milestones. We don't do this enough. And this is something that Saturn appreciates. Celebrate when you have done something that has taken you a long time, that's really shown your level of maturity and responsibility in business. If you have, for instance, been developing a consistent email pattern and you've been emailing people for a year, or you've been podcasting for a year, or you've been YouTubing for a year or longer, or every time you grow your foundation of your business, you now have X number of recurring clients, or you have this amount of recurring revenue in your business. That is something that Saturn loves. Or you feel consistent in your message. You finally feel consistent in your messaging. That's also another win for Saturn. That's a milestone moment. When you are able to show up, understand your message, and speak it with confidence, that's a foundational piece of your business. Consider that, work with that, honor your Saturn. The more you can honor Saturn in your business and work with that energy, the stronger your business will be, because you will be recognizing that success takes time and mastery. Real success takes time and mastery. So Saturn may feel like tough love, but its lessons are invaluable for building resilience and creating a business that's here to last. So if you are ready to take this work deeper, I encourage you to book a Cosmic Business Breakthrough session with me, or another of my one-on-one sessions, because this is where we will explore Saturn and the rest of your chart to help you create a business that aligns with your unique strengths and your long-term goals. This is what my clients love about the work that we do together, is that it is so embedded in what you are here to do for the long term, what you want your legacy to be from your business. So the next steps are, if you enjoyed this episode, please hit like and subscribe to my channel, or subscribe to the podcast if you are listening. I highly recommend you check out my episode on what Jupiter reveals about your business's hidden potential next, because Saturn is here to tell you about structure and resilience, but Jupiter is going to help you bring growth and opportunity. So understanding both of these energies can really help you to balance discipline with expansion in your business strategy. So the Jupiter episode is fantastic for connecting you with that.